Morning, it's Sunday the 18th of February 2018. Welcome along to this morning's to a Sunday United Kingdom talk. Oh, happy day, oh, happy day. Da 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 da, and all that business. We had someone come up on the stage and do that one at the karaoke on Friday really well. It was one person. Now, I can't think of his name now. Was it a him or a her? Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember who did it, but whoever it was really good. And then people came on the stage. I gave out the tambourines. It was just like being at one of those churches, dear. Oh, wonderful. And just before the mini earthquake that we had. Oh, have you seen them on? There was an earthquake yesterday here in the UK. Did you feel it? Come on, be honest now. Oh, they're all on Facebook, aren't they? Did anyone... what's happened there? I know what's happened there. Did anyone feel the earthquake? Cool, you must have been sitting so still in front of a telly doing nothing to have felt that. I didn't feel a thing. I'm kind of west. I'm sort of west here in... I'm in Bracknell in Berkshire, and we're sort of west on the way to Wales. Didn't feel a thing. Nothing happened. You didn't feel anything. Do me a favour, will you? Honestly, what's happened is that people have seen that on the news. Like, oh, I think I felt something shake then. Oh, really? You should be so lucky. I can make you shake more than an earthquake. I bet I can make you shake. And, more than an earthquake. I reckon I can. They're all on the phone. Did anyone feel the earthquake? Oh, did you feel that? Oh, my glass was shaking. I bet they didn't. They saw it on the telly or saw it on a news item. I must have felt that. Straight on the Facebook, aren't they? Victims, dear. Everyone wants to be a victim, don't they? They all want to be victims. You want to see victims? Watch the Victoria Derbyshire show any morning. Every morning, guaranteed 4 or 5 victims sitting on stools being interviewed. Wonderful. So that's that. Got up this morning. I got up about 7:20. I get up on a Sunday to go to church, and I went out to the garden to get my bike out of the shed, and it was like, it wasn't raining, it was mist drizzling. So it was misty outside and also a little bit of a drizzle there, and I thought, oh, no, I don't want to get wet. It's bad enough, if it starts raining while you're in church, so on the way back, you don't want to be setting off in the rain, do you? So I thought, I'll get the car out of the garage. So I've put the bike back in, locked the back doors, pulled the gate across, gone out the front door, and by the time I got to the garage, it had stopped. And the sun came out. It's quite nice. It's actually clouded over a little bit. Minor cloud out there at the moment. Minor cloud, is that an expression? I don't know if that's an expression or not. Minor cloud outside. But it was sunny and it came out and I'm driving along. Beautiful day to drive along. And my little route to church on the car has got fields either side, horses, and I spotted little piglets. Little piglets, boys and girls. They were running around in this enclosure. Now, I don't mind that so much, seeing little piglets in farms in an enclosure. When they're in the cages, that's just awful. Factory farming. Have you ever seen that? Oh, there's hundreds of videos on YouTube. Whenever I want to type that in, type into YouTube, factory farming pigs, and you will have some tissues handy. You will cry. That's one of the things that got me onto the whole vegetarianism thing. I'm going to be vegetarian now about 5 years because of all the videos and things like that. So that was that. I got back here, popped into the co-op for blueberries, and I've got a co-op card. I meant to bring it up here. I got a co-op card, and so she said, that's £4, please. I bought 2 lots of blueberries. £4, please. I got that at £4. I said, oh, I've got my card here. So she swiped that through. She's taken a £4. She said, oh, you've got £6 on there, £6.88. Oh, have I? She said, do you want me to just take it off that? I said, well, no, I've given you the £4 now. Just take the £4 now. So she swiped it. She said, okay, now you've got £7.02. And I'm like, oh. So it seems with the co-op card, every time you go and buy something, you get money back every single time. That must be how it works. I didn't even know that. I don't go to the co-op that much. No reason, really. It's just, it's a small shop, It's like a little local co-op. There's only a few items in there. Not expensive at all. The blueberries always there are always good. I do notice the blueberries are good there. They never seem to go mouldy as long as they're in date and that. Whereas the ones in Aldi, they just don't last, the blueberries in Aldi. I think the reason is they don't always put them in the cooler thing. I think you've got to keep blueberries cool, and they don't put them in the cooler thing in Aldi. Often they're like stacked up on the, the 49 pence section, and you've got to look at them because they go mold. Oh, nothing worse than blue. Have you eaten mouldy blueberries by accident? They taste like bleach, vile. But that's never happened in the co-op. So I bought me blueberries in there. £2 a little plastic thing. So I got those in there, and she swiped through the card and she said, oh, now it's £7. So it must be that every time you use the card you get money back. That's good, isn't it? I don't get all these nectar points and all this, that and the other. And Waitrose, where I do most of my shopping, they've got this scheme where they've just stopped it now, pick your own offers. And the idea was you've got a green card and you go online and you pick what offers you want. Now, you've got loads of offers. Oh, I'll have that one, I'll have that one, I'll have that one. And you get 10% off so much stuff. But it was complicated. It wasn't easy to run, and they've just stopped doing that simply for that reason. It got a bit too complicated. We couldn't work it, dear. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's like all walks of life. If you just keep stuff simple, it'll be a lot easier. Take my quiz night, for example. Now, I do a quiz night every Wednesday at the King's Head Theatre Bar. I like to think it's simple. There's 4 rounds, okay? There's 10 questions. The first round, always current affairs, things that are happening around us at the moment. The second round will be a picture round. It might be name the face. Just name the people on the pictures. Third round will be, it changes every week. It could be, I don't know, fashion designers. 10 questions on fashion designers. And the fourth round is the music round, okay? I play 10 bits of music. You name me the artist and a title. That's it. It's simple. I've heard people doing quizzes where, so you win round 1. If you win round 2, you get an extra 5 points as well. If you get 10 points correct on question 3, you get another 3 points on there. And then if that rolls over onto the 4th round, then you get the... And it's so complicated. For God's sake, keep it simple. Why do people confuse things? And then if you win the whole quiz that night, you then go into a rollover quiz, which from next week you'll be joined with this team and this team, and you'll have the advantage of... sorry? Eh? And they make it complicated. Don't make it complicated. Because it just annoys people and they can't do it. So there we are. So I've got my points there. I've come back here, and here I am to talk to you. I might have something to give away today. I might have something to give away. Now, let's have a look at some of your messages, shall we? Let's start. Where should we start today? Let's start on YouTube today. Good morning to Joanna. Morning, Joanna, in the US of A. Paul Mosley's there in Birmingham. Good morning, Paul. Half of Birmingham heard the earthquake, apparently. I didn't. No, I bet they didn't, Paul. I honestly bet they didn't hear the earthquake. They've seen it on the news and, I must have heard that. Quickly, on Facebook. Oh, it's okay, I'm safe. Chris has marked himself safe from the earthquake. What's all that about? God, have you seen that thing they do on the Facebook? When there's some sort of terrible disaster, everyone starts marking themselves safe. Oh, it's pathetic, isn't it? Snowflakes, dear. Snowflakes. How is it that someone on the other side of the world in Australia wanted to mark themselves safe from the earthquake in Wales? Please do me a favour, dear. Let's have a look. Good morning to Capital Tyres. Haven't seen you for a while. Good morning, Capital Tyres. Glad to see you still there. And Brendan Brady fan is also there on the YouTube this morning. Over on Facebook Live, James Clark gets the first message in this morning. Good morning, James. Hope you're well today. Hello to the lovely Stella. Oh, what was that? Something just buzzed. Did you hear that? Who's buzzing? Is this someone buzzing me? I hope it's not an intruder. There might be religious extremists at the moment trying to break in my front door and take over the show, dear. With flags and all this business. Eh? Cool. Good morning to Diane Jebb. Shania's on the Isle of Wight. Ray Reynolds isn't very well at the moment. He's picked up the flu. And it's so quick, the flu. I spoke to him yesterday on the phone, Ray Reynolds, and he was perfectly all right. This morning, flu. So that'll knock you out for a little while, Ray. Did you not have the injection? I thought you had the flu injection. Mind you saying that, I had that a couple of years ago, didn't I? I had the flu injection and I was really ill for 2 weeks after that. I hope you recover from that, Ray, and it's not too bad, although I have a feeling it probably is. Did you have the flu injection, Ray, as a matter of interest? All right. Good morning, Kevin Bell. Welcome back to the show, Kevin. Hope you're doing well, sir, there. Mary's there, non-Irish Mary from Ireland. Good morning to you. Mike Cullen says the earth hasn't moved for me for a while. Chris Reardon. Oh, Mike, lovey. I know what you mean, Des. Me too. But it doesn't bother you. Yeah, I think you go over a certain age. I think we know what we're talking about here, Mike. But you go over a certain age, which I'm afraid you wouldn't have gone over yet. I don't think you would have gone over it yet. But you go over a certain age and it just doesn't bother you anymore. Honest. Oh, I'm trying to drink an empty cup of tea here. I got my little. I haven't doing my own tea. I have tea in a teapot now. No more tea bags, dear. No, it tastes better in a tea. Get yourself a little teapot and loose leaf teas. Forget the tea bags. No more tea bags. Kevin says, I love Audi, but Lidl is even better. Now, I've only ever been to a Lidl once, I think. We've got one down the road in Crowthorne. But it's like a drive. You know what I mean? Whereas I can walk to Audi and the Co-op and Sainsbury's, actually. I can walk to those three quite easily and carry bags of shopping first. The furthest away one is Sainsbury's, fortunately, because I hate it in there anyway. But 2 bags of shopping. But I've got a rucksack as well. So if I've got tins, they go in the rucksack, trying to squeeze them in among all the swimming stuff. But on the way back home from the swimming pool, Audi is the one I go past, so I often pop in there. I try to avoid their blueberries, as I was saying at the beginning of the show. They do seem to go mouldy. They're either mouldy while they're in the shop or very quickly when you get them home. So, and it's got to do. I'm sure it's to do with the fact they're not always kept in the chiller cabinet there. I think you've got to keep them cold. Good morning to Evan. What earthquake? There you are. Now, Evan's sort of kind of west, southwest. He didn't feel an earthquake. There's no earthquakes, dear. I think they made it up on the news. Honestly, they were talking about it on the news, and there has been an earthquake. Then they started interviewing experts. Oh, is there any damage yet? Oh, desperate for a bit of news. Desperate to hear that a church had been, fallen down, or a big block of flats had suddenly sunk into the earth. Nothing. Not even a twig fell off a tree. There was nothing. No problems at all. The news people, the BBC News, she was desperate to hear of some sort of disaster. Maybe someone was walking along the road, eating a bag of crisps, suddenly dropped into a gap in the road, which has suddenly appeared from nowhere. No, nothing. There was nothing. Even the ants, not a single ant was hurt during that earthquake. Capital Tires, that's all right. I always try and read names out as I see them pop up. As long as you leave it. Anyone who puts a message, I try and read all the messages out if I can, if they are of interest to people, But at some point, it does kind of get really busy sometimes, Capital Tires, and I can't always get to all the messages. Also, scanning through them quickly, I mean, try it yourself. Some people get a little bit upset when they type in a message and it's not read out. Or they type in 200 messages and one of those isn't read out. And simply, while you're scanning through them, trying to find the interesting ones to tell you, to pass on to you, which you've already seen, but I can kind of turn it into sometimes even more interesting sometimes. And some people get a little bit upset when you miss out one of them. But try it yourself, okay? Get someone around. Anyone who gets upset when they don't get the messages read out or name things or things like that, try it. Get someone round and talk to them to their faces while you're reading, while messages are coming into a thing. It's you've got to be multi-purposing tasked. Is that the correct expression? Multitasking, which, as you know, ladies, us men are not good at. Us men are not good at doing 2 things at once. We're not. So I do my best, okay? Good. Where are we now? Kevin. Yes, Kevin's. I think got Audi. They got Audi in Australia. I presume you've got them in the States, have you, Aldi and Lidl? Are they popular over there? The stores I know, Public. Is it Public? Is it Publix? Publix. Is that a supermarket in the States? Or is that an Australian one? What have we got in Australia? Woolworths, Coles. Coles is a big supermarket in Australia. America, I seem to remember Target. Oh, that might be a clothes place. Target and Publix. I quite like Publix. And they're massive, they are. Publix supermarket. And Walmart, of course. Walmart, of course. What other ones have you got in America? Good morning to Ethan. Welcome to the show, Ethan. I think you're new today. Welcome to the show. Do feel free to join in. Kevin says Lidl is a tad more upscale. Is it really? Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't like that. Vectis, bit working class for you, the co-op. Vectis, it's just down the road. Lovely staff in there, except for the miserable old bag I complained about the other week, who didn't offer me my change because she didn't have any. Do you remember that show? Oh, you don't, do you, Vectis? You're not watching all the shows anymore, are you, lovey? Eh? Dear me, I thought you was a loyal viewer. A loyal viewer. Yes. N says Audi is for poor people. I don't know about that. Audi is for people, not necessarily poor people, but people that don't want to spend the money, like me. I find great difficulty with parting with money, do you? Evan says the co-op card, you get 5% on the total you spend. You can use it to buy anything in the co-op. Do what I do, save the money till Christmas. No, Evan, incorrect. Because as the year goes on, prices go up, lovey. No, you're doing yourself out of money there. As soon as you get that extra money, that £5 on the card, spend it. Don't save it up till Christmas, because by then, that £5 won't be worth as much as it is now. Inflation, lovey. No. Never ever save the money up on a card. I know people do it. A lot of people, they're not very good with their money. I've always been really good with money, not spending it unless I have to, and saving all that things. It's the way you're brought up, I think. My mum and dad taught me to save money. I started saving money on post office savings stamps. Do you remember those? You could you'd get a book. And you would buy these savings stamps, and they were 10 pence. There was no interest paid. No interest. So you went out and got this stamp. Can I have a 10 pence savings stamp? And you go in a post, yes, please. And you stick this stamp in a little book. And then it was a way of teaching children to save. And then when you got £1 on one page, I think it had 5 pages in it, so you could save up to £5. Now, let me tell you, in the 1970s, that was a lot of money. £5 was a decent amount of money. You could buy something good with that. You really could. But at £1, I think I'm right in saying, once you'd saved up £1 on a page, you could then take that page into the post office. Can I have my £1, please, that I'd saved? And then they give you a £1 note. Wow! The first thing I bought with one of those was a chocolate machine. Yeah, a chocolate machine. It was a plastic thing. It was orange. I never forget. It was orange, like that. That's so big. And you would load in the little Cadbury's mini chocolates. You know those little square, like dairy milk chocolates? I think you can get them in celebrations. You would load in, I think 5 each side, 10. Okay, then you put the door on. And then at the front of the machine, you would put, I think, a penny in. You put a penny in the little slot and a little chocolate would come out. I had this wonderful idea of buying one of these machines and putting it outside the front door to make money from people, but of course that didn't happen. That was what the first thing I bought with that pound thing. A chocolate machine from the toy shop in Roehampton where we lived. Post office savings stuff. And that was a way of saving up. And that's how I learnt to save, you see. That was the first thing. Then I had a post office saving account, then building society, and so on and so forth. So I'm quite good with money. I know how to do it. Some people aren't. Not necessarily their fault. It's just the way they are. They cannot hold on to the money. They get £10 in the pot. Oh, what can I buy now? What can I buy? And you see them on planes, don't you? You know, when they come back from holiday. They're on that plane. And they're looking through the brochures, the duty-free brochure. Oh, I got £200 left in my pocket in euros or whatever they are, in dollars. Oh, let's see. What can I buy for £200? It doesn't occur to them that they can get that £200 back and change it up in the currency exchange and get the money back. And spend it up. No. They got £200. They must buy something from that magazine. Wasting money. Buying things that they don't need. I was saying to you yesterday, wasn't it, about going to IKEA? Someone I think said yesterday, do you go to IKEA? Well, only when I want something. I wouldn't go there to walk around and look, because it's so easy to do that and then come out with £1,000 worth of stuff that you didn't go in there for in the first place. This is how the shops get you. Now, after I finish the show today, I've got a few bits and pieces to do today. Oh, have I had my pills? Yes, I have. After I finish the show today, I shall have some dinner, probably about 12 o'clock, something like that. And I've got to go to Sainsbury's home base, or Wickes. I need a bucket. I've got a plastic bucket that keeps the garage door open, because I've got these doors on the garage, these doors, not these doors. Not these ones, that open. Well, they're like that. They open up like that. But there's no stop. And what happens when the wind blows? It blows the door closed on your car or you. So I've got a bucket of sand there, but the bucket has deteriorated, and the bottom is about to drop out of it. So I've got to get a bucket today from Homebase. Now, there's always a danger. So on your way to the bucket, you'll see other things. I'm always attracted by light displays. For some reason, bulbs and lampshades hanging down in DIY places. Are you? I love the lights. And they got new bulbs now with little LEDs within the bulb, like several LEDs, ever so pretty. I'm always attracted. I can come out with 10 or 20 bulbs that will then sit on the shelf. I've got bulbs up here. Look, unused. Look. Nothing happening with them. They're just sitting up there waiting for one to blow. Well, of course, as you well know, I bet you've replaced some of your bulbs with LED ones. They don't go. I'm quite an early adopter sometimes of technology, and I changed all my bulbs to LEDs some time ago. Not a single one's gone. Years ago, when they first came out, they were £10 each then, and they're about 30 pence now. But I've saved the money on the electric, haven't I? N says, get a plastic sand bucket from the dollar shop. Yeah, I think so. Paul says, I had to break into another £5 note yesterday. That's the second in a week. Oh, have a sit down, Paul. You'll feel ill after that. I'd feel really bad after that. Oh, we've jumped up on the messages, have we? Let's have a look there. Just a second. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, where are we going now? Missed out on your messages here, haven't I? I've been chatting so much. Ethan, Lidl and Aldi are indeed different stores. Yes, different stores, those two. Yes, Kevin indeed says Publix is American. Thank you. So is Bilo, Winn-Dixie, Marketplace, Walmart, Neighbourhood Market, and they're all supermarkets only. I didn't know that. Oh, you've got quite a few different ones. Same as we have here, really. What's your upmarket supermarket in America? What's your upmarket one? How's his Waitrose? What is your upmarket supermarket? Would that be Publix? Publix came across to me very much like an Asda. I like Asda. That's got loads of stuff. I mean, you don't need to go anywhere else. Buy everything in Asda. Television set or pint of milk, Tom says we have Aldi in Chicago, but Publix is mainly in Florida. Yeah, that would make sense, Tom, because that's where I've seen it in Florida. Happy birthday today to Ricky's mum, Sue. Oh, is it Ricky's mum's birthday today? Oh, who was at the wedding last week? Oh, she was nearly in tears. I just wanted to go over and cuddle her last week. Ricky's mum's birthday today. Happy birthday to Ricky's mum. All right? We got some more birthdays at the end of the show. They'll come up right at the end, okay? Shania says, I remember the co-op lady you mentioned. Yes, the rude one. Slam the till shut. Where's my penny change, love? Ain't got any. Sorry? Ain't got any, dear. Rude. Rude, I wrote about that. Audi's been in American since 1976. Lidl has just come. Okay. All right. You can get a bag of Walmart brand crisps for 80 cents. Oh, no crisps, dear. We can't eat crisps. Anyone on Slimming World, not a single crisp must pass our lips, except for special occasions, and I've had them now. Christmas and birthday have gone. That's it, Kevin. I can't eat any more crisps now until Christmas again. Terrible. Maybe one or two from someone's packet, that's it. And they all tempt you, you know. When I'm doing my jobs, they sit at the front of the stage eating crisps in front of me. They're doing it on purpose. I know they are. Good morning, Mhari, who says, I had one of those post office savings books but never cashed the stamps. I've lost the book. I've no idea where it is. I wouldn't be able to sleep, Mhari. Oh, my God. You've lost money? That's awful. I lost 10 pence a couple of years ago and I've had trouble sleeping since, Mhari. That is true. That is true. Mike says, this sounds like when you see the old age pensioners and bingos spending their pensions on soft drink and a fortune on bingo books, only to come out penniless. Well, they do. We love bingo. 4 and 9, 49. 5 and 8, 58. All the ones, legs 11. Although you're not allowed to say that now because it's sexist. Oh, you're upsetting people who haven't got nice legs. Go away then. Don't come to the bingo if you're miserable people. Good morning to Richie Harris. Burglar's Paradise. Listening to you saying you leave a bucket to propose your door. To leave the door up? Richie, no, dear, no. When I go to the garage, oh, you're not paying attention, are you, Richie? You're not paying attention. When I go to the garage to get my car out, I open the door. I pull the door back, I put the bucket there, I get the car out of the garage, I close the door. How is that being left open? I'm there all the time, lovey. You're not paying full attention to the show, are you, lovey? Huh? Play for attention. Prop. Thank you, Ricky. Prop. So the upmarket is indeed Publix. Thank you. Walmart supercenters are the regular stores, but they have smaller community ones. Thank you. Tom Harris, the upmarket in Chicago is Mariano's. That's got an upmarket sound to it, hasn't it? Mariano's, Tom. Is that where you go shoplifting? Is it, Tom? I think Tom goes shoplifting. I'm not sure about that. I've got a feeling he goes shoplifting in Mariano's. I will send them a private message and tell them with a photo of you to tell them to keep an eye out for you. Thank you. Richie didn't have a post office account, just used a balaclava. That's always exciting. Here, talking of which, I was in my bank the other day. Oh, I lost the plot with someone. I've got to tell you, I lost the plot with someone. So I've gone into the paying in machine. We only pay in. We never take out. So I'm paying into the bank. I've got it in the machine. And this automated machine takes a while. It's not quick. You don't put your money... Unlike the one in the HSBC. You know, I go in the I haven't got an HSBC machine, but someone I know has got an account there and I put money in it. Okay? Someone close. So you go in that machine, right, in the HSBC thing. So it's there and you type in, and what do? First of all, you type in sort code, 6 numbers. Then you type in the account and it gives you the first 2 numbers on the screen, doesn't it? I always think that's a bit odd, that is. How does that know the first 2 numbers? You haven't put anything in. I think would it start 5-1? Does that sound about right? 5-1? Something like that. And then XXX. So you put your numbers in. And it goes beep. And this thing opens. Click. And a thing opens. Like that. And you tidy up your notes. And no coins. And you put your notes in. And does it close automatically? I can't remember that now. I think it closes automatically. And it closes. Click. And then it comes up on the screen. You know, you have put in £60. And a receipt comes out. And then that's it. Done. Nothing else to do. So quick. Not the one where I go. Oh, it takes its blooming time. First of all, you put your card in. Then you push deposit. And then you have to tidy up your notes. And then you put them in this slot, which kind of slides them in fairly slowly. It doesn't like... suddenly do the thing, and then it starts. Like that. A little bar goes across the window. And if it goes on more than a few seconds, you know it's about to reject some of the notes. That never happens in the HS. It never seems to reject notes in the HSBC. They've obviously got a better machine. Right? And doot, doot, doot. Some of your notes have been rejected, and out they come again. Mysteriously, they're now folded on the corner. Is there a small person inside the machine, who decides, let's give this bloke some hassle. We'll fold one of the notes, and the corner has been folded. And I know for a fact that corner was never folded when I put it in the machine. 2 or 3 of them can come back like that for no reason at all. I've decided this machine does not like me. Anyway, what day did I go in there this week? I can't remember. Whatever day I went in there this week, I'm standing there at the machine. So it takes time. So while it's taking, you're kind of looking around. There's a telly up there on the wall with the news on. So it's got the news. You can't hear it. It's got the coming up at the bottom, the ticker tape thing, subtitles, which are often wrong. You're reading it. What does that mean? The subtitle doesn't always work. It gives a wrong word or something. So I'm looking at that, and then I look behind me while this thing's up, counting its notes. There's some old blokes behind me with glasses. He's gone, I said, I beg your pardon. I was angry straight away. As soon as he spoke to me, my hair stood up on end. I don't like people talking to me when I'm on a cash machine, putting money in or taking... Well, I don't take money. I'm putting money in. I don't like that. I feel like they're trying to get me to take my mind off the job, so they're about to rob me, dear. Rob me blind! Although he wasn't blind. I saw no walking stick. So, over there. So I said, I beg your pardon. The machine, you're not watching it. I said, what do you mean I'm not watching it? Well, you're not looking at it. I said, I beg your pardon. I said, I'm perfectly capable of working this machine. It's doing its stuff. Can you see that? Oh. I said, I don't need to know how to work the machine. I put hundreds in here. Hundreds, I said. Oh, I suppose it don't go very far that much anymore. I said, no, it doesn't. I said, I don't need to be told how to work this machine. Anyway, I turned around and carried on, and then it finished. It shot, the card come back out. And I turned around and said, good day to you, sir. And off I went. Of course, we've got the miserable old cow on the front desk. You know the midget with the glasses? The little fat one who sits at the desk? Well, she stands at the desk. No personality whatsoever. And she only talks to the people she wants to talk to when they come in. That's not good, is it? Because you've got to treat everyone the same. Everyone should be treated the same as they come through those doors. Good morning, sir. No, I don't get anything. The little old fat thing she is. Well, she's not old, and she's got her glasses on. I've told you before. She's got her glasses on the end of her nose like that. She's tapping around. As she sees someone, she looks up and then looks back down again, depending on who it is. Unless it's one of her friends. Oh, hello, how are you today? I've seen her do it. She's let me walk in. It's like a munchkin. A little thing that's come from hell itself. And there she is on the front desk. It's usually her. Sometimes there's another one there. And they say, oh, hello. There's a thin lady there. Thin. She's probably a little bit older than me. Good morning, how are you? That's how it should be with every single customer that comes through. Not with the midget with the glasses and the fat bum. Don't like her. Anyway, she happened to be on there. Not a word. She didn't come over and say, is everything all right? No, not a word. She just completely ignored what was going on. Not very good at her job, is she? Huh? So there we are. Don't talk to me while I'm using a cash machine. In the United States, you pull up to a window and pull out a Lannister. What is a Lannister? And put it in a pipe. What is a Lannister? Put it in a pipe. Do you mean one of those tubes? Do you put the money in a tube and just put it in a pipe? Really? Oh, we don't have that here. Oh, that's good, isn't it? You ain't got to talk to any of those stuck-up bank staff then, have you? It vacuums and then someone gets the money at the other end. I like it. Oh. I like the sound of that. Plus, maybe we could have one installed in each house. You wouldn't have to leave the house. Just put your money in and it gets sucked off. Let's have a look here. Good morning to Jimmy Butler International. My nephew is with us this morning. Jimmy Butler, who runs his own car business. Oh, yes, fixing cars, bashing cars. When you take your car in, they've got the smallest scratch. I had a little scratch on my car. I took it up here for him to be fixed. First thing he does is gets that hammer and starts bashing it. What are you doing to my car? Apparently, you have to make it look worse before it looks better. Perhaps I could do the same to my face. Might be an idea. Tesco's was once in America, but only lasted a few years. Oh, did it really? I didn't know that. Gosh. Good morning to Stuart Skinner, who says, do you use Amazon Echo? I'm always arguing with mine. I don't use it for buying online. I don't trust it that much. No, I don't have an Amazon Echo. I don't think I want one, Stuart. I don't want something to listen to me all the time. Because that's what it's doing, isn't it? How do you know someone recording you at the other end? I don't want something to listen to me all the time. Obviously, you're listening and watching what I'm doing now, but I have chosen to let you do that. I don't want a machine to constantly be listening to me. I mean, and what happens when you say, Alexia, has it answered? Alexia, what is the weather? Has anyone got Alexia? Alexia, pay attention, dear. As my mate's got one, but he turned it off. I think he's turned it off. Yes. Ticka timer. Good. So there are all your messages. Oh, bang up to date with the messages. Paul says, watch people behind you at catch points. Yeah, that's why I don't like people talking to me at cash point. You don't know what they're trying to take your mind off the job, you see. Watch people behind you at cash points. In our town, an old fella got robbed last week where two people threw a fiver on the floor, tapped him on the back and told him he'd dropped it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And stole his cash. Be very, very careful. Do not, if someone taps you on the shoulder, I would advise, if someone taps you on the shoulder at the cash point machine, immediately press the cancel button and get your card back out and then turn around and talk to them. Do not leave that card in the machine. Dodgy people. I actually do not use the machines outside of banks, ever. I don't like the hole in the wall thing. If I need to go to a bank, I go inside the branch and do it in there. You know, in the relative safety. Although, quite frankly, what that little lady with the glasses who sits on the desk would do, you know, if I got into trouble, I think she'd just ignore me. I don't think she likes me. Why is that? I wonder. Good morning to Teo Fick. Good morning. Welcome to the show, sir. Or, yes, indeed. Good. I have to tell you, one of my friends this morning, Darren, is on a plane this morning. I think he must be flying back over here. He's at Alicante Airport. Now, has this happened to anyone? Right? So they're standing there. They're on the airport. They're on the plane. Okay? The plane is waiting to take off. I want to find out if this has happened to anyone else. The plane is waiting to take off at Alicante Airport, and the plane has missed its slot. Okay? It's missed its takeoff slot, and they've been told they've got to wait an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes before it gets another slot. Does that sound right to you? That sounds an incredible amount of time. I would have thought, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. 10 minutes, 20 minutes for another slot. Honestly, he was on his Twitter this morning, Darren, and he said, we've missed our slot at Alicante Airport. We've now got to wait an hour and 40 minutes for the next available slot. I can't believe that. And there's nothing worse than sitting on a plane, is it? And how hot does it get? Oh, it's happened to me. I've sat on a plane for some time now. Where was that now? Let me think. I think it was Singapore Airport. That was it. Now, what was the reason? Something to do with the air conditioning. Something to do with the air conditioning, and they were waiting for a part, but we couldn't get off the plane, and it was so hot on that plane. Because nothing's running, is it, I suppose? Got no electric on the plane. I think eventually they plugged something into the plane so that we had electricity and the air come back on. It would get so hot on a plane. Jonathan says, good morning. Did you see the documentary on Channel 4 about the new Emirates first class? Ah, is this with the apartment in the sky thing? I didn't know it had been on, so let me write that down. So that'll be on Channel... What's the Channel 4 player thing called? I think I've got that. Channel 4 player... Do you remember what the programme was called? I'd like to watch that. He says about the new Emirates First Class. Each suite costs the same as a 3-bedroomed house to build. Wow. My dream is to fly first class. Have you? Not yet, Jonathan. No, I haven't flown first class yet. I've flown business class. Quite often, actually. Quite often. On the European flights, say you're going from London to Rome or something like that, the actual upgrade from economy to business is not too bad. It's not much at all, not much extra. On the long haul flights, it is a lot extra. Like, for example, you can fly to Australia. I saw this on Emirates, actually. I was checking out some prices to Australia. But on Emirates, I think you can fly to Australia for £685 economy. You want to fly business class, it's like £4,500. So big difference. Big difference. On the other hand, do you want the comfort? Can you afford to do it? That's the other thing. Because let me tell you, on a long flight like that in economy, oh my word, sitting on there for 24 hours, you cannot, I just couldn't. I wouldn't go. It's as simple as that. I would save up, because a hotel doesn't bother me. Hotels don't bother me. I don't need to stay in a 5-star hotel. In fact, I don't think I ever have. 3-star hotel, fine. What do you want in a hotel? Bed, shower, television. That's it. Take your kettle with you. Always advise the British people, take the kettle with you, dear. You need kettle and English tea bags. Do not rely, especially if you go to America. Oh my God, the tea is ghastly there. Lipton's, it's vile. Have you had Lipton's tea? Oh, it's like drinking cat wee. How do I know that? Well, no, I haven't drunk cat wee before, no. Take your own tea bags to the States or anywhere in Europe. The only place you don't need to take tea to is Australia. Nothing wrong with their tea. And quite a lot of the Caribbean countries. Anywhere that's like a bit black in the Caribbean countries, you'll have decent tea there. They can make tea there. They know what they're doing. Americans, Europeans, no chance. They've never been able to do it. I have to send tea bags to Americans because they've got Lipton's tea. Vile stuff. Vile. So no, I haven't been on the first class. I'd like to try that though. I would like to try the first class. But two star. I've stayed in 2-star hotels. They're fine. I mean, what do you want in a hotel? Marble baths and gold taps. What's all that about? Why do you need that in a hotel? Well, you're going to go on holiday and sit in the room for the whole time. No, you're going to be out every day, aren't you? Or on a beach or around a pool or something like that. I've got a very nice holiday booked. Oh, yes. I cannot reveal where I'm going because my nephew might still be watching and I'm taking him with me. It's his 21st birthday present. We've got a lovely, lovely hotel coming, a lovely holiday coming up in October. I will be able to tell you where it is from the 1st of April. After the 1st of April, when he knows, because he don't know yet either, when he knows, I will tell you as well. We're very much looking forward to that. I'm going to have a fab time. So yes, the whole flight thing. If you're going on a long journey, spend the money on the flight, not the hotel. Get a cheap hotel, spend the money on the flight. Be comfortable. Jonathan says, I'm saving enough Avios points to upgrade to business class to... Oh, you're going to Vegas, are you, next year? Okay. The only thing with the Avios points, you've got to have an awful lot of them, haven't you, Jonathan? Do you do much flying? Do you go to many places? See, I don't. Funnily enough, I've just spent some Avios points on an afternoon tea. When we went on the afternoon tea on the boat a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if about 6 weeks ago now. You may have seen the video we did when we were on the boat. I'd used Avios points to buy that one. But you've got to have so many Avios points to get like 20 quid off your flight, haven't you? Eh? So what hotel you stayed in Vegas, Jonathan? Because I've been there. We stayed cheap and cheerful. We stayed at the Flamingo Hotel. Now, I went with my mate Ron. He hated it in there. because he likes all the fives. He likes the luxury. He likes the 5 stars, the butlers, the gold taps, and all that. He loves all that. See, don't bother me, a hotel. Flamingo Hotel, cheap and cheerful. We had a nice room. You looked out the window, you could see all the lights and all that. I mean, what more do you want, for Christ's sake? Okay, the carpet was a bit sticky, but that's how it is, isn't it? So do you fly much, Jonathan? Where else have you been? Thank you. 4OD. Okay, so that's called 4OD. I think I've got that on my telly. 4OD. And what's it called? Inside Singapore Airlines. Lovely. Inside. Let me write that down. I'm going to watch that this afternoon. Singapore Airlines. That's right. It probably won't be the same. Singapore have got the best name, haven't they? I've got to tell you, I always fly British Airways. I would fly Virgin as well, but British Airways are cheaper. No reason for that. They have lost their name. It has to be said, British Airways have lost their name as the world's most popular airline, or whatever they used to say, because they're not anymore. They're not as good as they were. I do believe part of the reason is it's being run by someone who used to run a budget airline now. So he's cut things. So that's just the way it is, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look there. Oh, yeah, you're just talking to each other there. That's cool. All right, so that's the airlines. Let me just check here. Talking about that. FaceTimes. Good. Jonathan says, I don't fly too much. I can easily build up Avios with Amex card rewards, surveys, top cashbacks. This year, will we stay at the Cosmo? Where did you stay in Vegas? The Flamingo. Is the Flamingo that I stayed at. It's probably the very bottom. I think there's one below that. But Flamingo is very, very basic. It's like, if you've got Flamingo there, at the top you'd have the Bellagio. Okay, so, I mean, that was just down there. There's plenty of ones in the middle. In the middle, you've got, like, the MGM Hotel. I think MGM is kind of around the middle, isn't it? A Trump Tower is there. Is that a hotel, Trump Tower? Is it just offices? I can't remember. But there's so much to do in Vegas. Oh. Good morning. Oh, yes. Well, 97.3 FM it is, dear. Sorry, it's my best mate on the phone. Yeah, I'm just talking to millions of people all over the world at the moment, darling. Sorry about that. I'm clogging up the internet. Yeah, I mean, you could have it on in the car while you're listening. You don't have to watch, dear. Just listen as you go along. Oh, already? That was quick. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, that was my best mate, Ron. He does like to interfere when I'm doing a show, doesn't he? Philip says every company is cutting money these days. Yeah, you're quite right, Philip. You're quite right. You've only got to go and buy a Mars bar and see how small that is now, haven't you? Hey? Good. Bit of news here, which surprises me. It's in the Sun this morning, and it says pretty boy Liam Payne from No Direction has been pictured watching the boxing in Manchester as the Sun on Sunday revealed he and Cheryl Cole are preparing... She's not Cheryl Cole anymore, but he and Cheryl, the singer, you're gonna fight for your right. Him and Cheryl are preparing to end their relationship. I'm surprised at that. I mean, they always look quite happy together. There's a massive age gap, isn't there? He's only 24 and I think she's in her 40s. I'm not 100% sure on her age, actually. Anyway, he was in the front row wearing a black cap and bright yellow T-shirt with the logo of delivery service DHL emblazoned on the front. We must be paid to wear that, surely. He gave little indication of the troubles at home as pals fear they're split as they hold crisis talks after a rocky few weeks. Oh, no, she's only 34. Isn't that funny? She looks so much older, doesn't she? Poor old Cheryl. The success of the former One Direction singer solo career has meant Cheryl is left with their 11-month-old son Bear for weeks at a time. The unmarried couple has been battling to stay together, staging crisis talks this week about their future after Liam returned to Britain from touring. And he looks like he's quite grown up now. They look all right together. I mean, it is clear that he is a lot young. I'm looking at a picture of both of them. It's clear that he does look a lot younger than her. I mean, he really does. But I thought that was going really well, that business with Cheryl Cole and Liam Payne. But oh well, one of those things. That's in the Sun this morning. I did see it in another paper as well, actually, Philip. I haven't seen it elsewhere. But I mean, if Liam's watching the programme, just to let him know, I am still single. I'm still single and I am available. Perhaps perhaps one or two of you could tweet. Has he got the Twitter thing? Has Liam Payne got the Twitter thing? If you could tweet him or something like that and let him know that I am free. Okay, not her, dear. No, she can go and find somewhere else, can't she? You can get married again or something like that. She had a string. I don't think I'd like to be a star putting all your relationships. I think that puts them all under a strain as well, don't you think? In the public eye all the time. I mean, the very fact that, I have now mentioned that I might be interested in Liam Payne, Cheryl will probably hear about that now and start worrying. Yes, I think that is correct. Paul says Liam scrubs up well considering he comes from Wolverhampton. Well, are they all a bit scruffy round there, are they? N says Cheryl would be nice as a stewardess on a plane. Yeah, I reckon she could do that. Tea on coffee, chicken or beef. What do they have a vegetarian officer? When they come around on the planes now, and they say chicken or beef. What about the vegetarians here? They should be saying chicken and beef, chicken or beef or carrot, chicken or beef or carrot. They should be going around like that now. I must form a group and appear on the Victoria Derbyshire show. We are being discriminated against. Vegetarians are being discriminated against on planes, dear. Chicken or beef? No, carrot. Carrot. All right, let's do today's birthdays, and then I'm going to go and have my dinner and go and get my bucket from home base. Happy birthday today to Kevin Mason. Happy birthday, Kevin. Welcome to the show, Kevin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Austyn Biggers. Lovely pictures on your Facebook. I was just looking earlier. Austyn, happy birthday to you. Tony Dino Corrigan is a young 58 today. Happy birthday, Tony. And the lovely Anita Lyles, one of our big Barry Manilow fans, is a wonderful, wonderful 83 years old today. Congratulations for getting there, Anita. Yes, I'm always surprised that I've got to 55, to be honest. I am a little bit concerned, actually. I'll tell you something in a minute. Let's just sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kevin, Austyn, Tony and Anita. Happy birthday to you. And Ricky's mum as well. Ricky's mum. Happy birthday to Ricky's mum. Yes, I am a little bit concerned about the whole, how old will you get thing. And I'll tell you why. Some years ago, I was doing a karaoke at Bluesh's in Hammersmith. And a friend of mine came up to me and says, I read palms. So I given him my hand. And he said, and he's doing all this business, looking at me. And he said, yeah. He said, I was probably about 43 at the time, I would imagine. I think I was about 43 at the time. He said, all right. So he told me some stuff. Okay, man. He said, I said, what? No, it doesn't matter. I said, no, go on. What? He said, 57. I said, yeah, you're going to die at 57. That's what he said to me. Well, I'm 55 now. Only got 2 years left. God, so I'm a bit concerned about it. What do you reckon? Should I worry about that? Do you want to have a look at my hand? What's that there? Is that an ink mark? That's an ink mark. Sorry to show you a dirty hand then. Can you see my hand? Can anyone read? Do you want both of them? Can anyone read palms? Can you have a look at that? And tell me, please. I need to know. Are my palms all right? Paul says they all talk funny in Wolverhampton. You haven't heard them down in Somerset here. Can't understand a damn word they say. Is there anything wrong with my palms? Can you tell me, am I going to die at 57 or shouldn't I worry? Because that's what a palm reader told me. It's all very worrying. It really is. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks very much for joining us, boys and girls. I'm going to go and have me dinner now and then go to home base and get a bucket. And hopefully I'll say, I usually see you on a Monday morning just before we do the music and chat show. I've recorded my music and chat show, which is on tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at uploadradio.com. I didn't think it flowed very well. That's always recorded, that show. I record it usually on Saturday morning. I don't think it flowed too well, but if you have a little listen tomorrow, I don't know how many of you listen to that, actually. How many of you listen to the Music and Chat show? But we'll see how that sounds tomorrow. Sometimes quite often I do stuff. Like, for example, I forgot I've got this to give away, haven't I? Look, this is my old pillow. Does anyone want this old pillow of mine? My actual head has been on this. And if you have a look, there are a couple of stains on here, which is my actual phlegm, which is clearly leaked out of my mouth onto this pillow. Who wants my old pillow? It's slightly damaged. Slightly damaged there, look, slightly damaged. Okay, anyone want my old pillow? You could probably sell this on eBay for thousands when I become famous on BBC One, you know. I mean, my agent, Kelly Wilde, she was on BBC One last night. Did you see her? Anyone watch that All Together Now on BBC One Colour, Saturday nights? Kelly, she was the Australian lady with all the blonde hair. That's my agent. She is. She had a little bit of a talking part on there last night. I'm still waiting for the BBC to offer me my own chat show on a Saturday night. And when that happens, that pillow will probably worth a lot of money. Now, who wants my old pillow? Anyone? N doesn't want it. Please yourself, N. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Eh? So tomorrow morning, I'll probably be with you around about 9:15 in the morning for the chat show before we do the Music and Chat show afterwards at 10 o'clock at uploadradio.com. Minnie says, you don't look 55, you look younger. Thank you, Minnie. You wonderful girl. Nadios says, I want it. He wants the pillow. Are you in London, Nadios? If so, you'll have to come and collect it from the pub. Oh, I love it. Listen, have a lovely Sunday. It's been a real pleasure talking to you on this Sunday morning, now Sunday afternoon. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning, around about 9:15, all right? Have a nice day. Cheerio now.